So then I started to freak out. What else don't I know it being the track wife? All right, so I decided to Google it. Well, if you Google track wife, you will find a lot of different kinds of products. Most of them are GPS trackers, I guess, that you can stick on your wife's car if you're not sure where she's going to be, and I'm sure it's just because you're worried about her. That didn't help me. I also went to Wikipedia, nothing. So I was stuck. I was like, all right, I can do this. I know I can do this. I'm just going to start paying attention. I'm actually going to have to listen to what Gober says. So there were a couple times that, we would have to go to a meeting or to a dinner, and when we did actually have time together, and being the track wife, when you get in a car with Gober, if he says be ready at 5 o'clock, you better be ready at 4:30. Because if you're heading to Gettysburg or Hanover or York or anywhere, if there is a John Deere tractor for sale along the road, or a Massey Ferguson or whatever it's called, we're gonna stop. If you have high heels on, it doesn't matter. We're gonna get out. And not only are we gonna stop, but he's gonna get John Hall on the phone, taking pictures. It's all good stuff. So I learned what sheep's foot was. Didn't know that before. If there's a grader anywhere within 100 miles, we're going there for dinner. And not only that, if you're within a couple miles of either Hunterstown or Lincoln or Shippensburg or Linda's or God knows where, we're going to do a drive-by. And we're going to see what's the track look like, how much trash do they have, and are the gates open, and all kinds of stuff. And one of the other times that I learned about lights and electricity just happened to be at one of my boys' high school football games, where we're at Susquehanna High School. Gobert's gone for like an hour. I can't find him. Game's going on. Next thing I know, hey, he met the maintenance guy of the facility who took him behind and showed him the concession stand and how the grandstands were built and what kind of bulbs and transformers they use on their lights and how many people they had mow the yard and how often and everything like that. I mean, basically homework. It's nonstop with him. It really is nonstop. He thinks about this Speedway all the time, and he thinks about his employees and his friends and his family, and I mean, it's his entire life. There are some things learning, just observing him and trying to figure out what I'm doing as a track wife and how to be a good one. There were some times and some memories of this year that definitely stick out. Like the day that we got to spend together, waking up before the sun, as Gober always does, and finding out that Brian Clausen passed away in a racing accident. And you might wonder what goes through Gobert's head when something like that happens, because obviously there's definitely a connection of a tragedy like that to the Gobert family. So what does Gobert think about? Well, he thinks about Clausen's girlfriend and who's going to drive that motorhome home for her. What about his parents? How are they going to manage their phone and the logistics and just getting back to everybody? What about the crew? How are they going to get back in that toter home, or whatever you call it? I don't know which one. And put all those things away, and how are they ever going to race again, and how are they going to deal with all those things? Some of the other memories is if you ever get a chance to go to the Gober race shop, not only will you see a lot of history in there, but you'll feel it. You'll see all the pictures and hear about all the memories of Scott Gober racing with his brothers, going there right after school, fixing all the bent frames, maybe getting in a little bit of fights if somebody wrecks somebody. You'll see all the trophies that have maybe 20, 30 years of dust on them. It looks exactly the same. And if you ever get to walk around the Speedway with Scott Gober, you'll hear him say, Hey, that's my buddy from long ago. Hey, I used to race with him. Ah, he wrecked me or I wrecked him. And he'll say, we've been friends since we were kids, or this guy did so much for me my whole life. And it's everywhere you go. And it made me realize, as I've been studying to be the right track wife, that Susquehanna, it's not the investment, it's not a job to him, it's his life and it's his family, and it truly is. And everyone here tonight is somebody that he considers family. All the employees, all the sponsors, and all the driveways. And so I know that tonight's a special night. It's my first Susquehanna banquet. But after standing up here and surprising Gober, it might be my last. So hopefully I don't become the track ex-wife. But let me just say this. You know, Mark Twain is famously quoted as stating that the two most important days in your life are the day that you're born and the day you find out why. And I know for us fans in an industry where the genius and the fools are separated by usually a mere tenth of a second, that we are very fortunate to have a risk taker like Scott Gober, who is still looking for his why. I know that he's not done with everything that he wants to do with Susquehanna Speedway. He still talks about it every day, even though we're not there all the time. And so, being the gambler that he is, he knows what I'm going to say, so. You know, the successful gamblers, they will always tell you to bet with your head and not with your heart. After this year of everything I've learned being the track wife, I'm going to have to disagree. Because with the love and the heart that Scott Gober has for Susquehanna Speedway, that's where all my chips are placed. So welcome up here to the mic. Please give me some help here. The biggest gambler, Scott Gober.
Wow. How do you follow something like that? Dave Harry, you and I got to talk. Man, I had so many things I wanted to say, and I'm just a little taken back right now. I wanna thank everybody for being here. You know, for this being our first banquet, you know, what an impressive thing. How about a round of applause from everybody here from the Wyndham? You know, April's right. Pretty much each and every one of you in this room, I consider a friend, a family. You know, we spend so much time together throughout the year. It's really special for me to have a small part of Susquehanna Speedway. And you know, I grew up close to Lincoln Speedway, so most of my time was spent there. Not much time was spent at Susquehanna. Not much time was spent at Silver Springs. But it didn't take long for me to realize just how special this place is. And for me, it really started the middle of November last year. You know, the way the whole thing played out with the Speedway is that you know, we settled on the property right at the beginning of September, but we found it was best just to lease it back to the Fishers and take the keys in November. And we had a big challenge there. Literally weeks before the settlement, there was a fatality at the Speedway. And Todd and I had talked specifically about that, knowing that it was somewhat close to my heart, close to my family's heart, how we would approach that. And I can still think of the phone call that Todd and I had. You know, Todd's a man of few words. And we spoke the Sunday after the accident for literally an hour and a half. And it didn't deter me at all. I mean, my family, they're very special to me. My son's here, my mom, my dad. You know, it was special to Kevin what we did. Kevin's been gone for almost 18 years, so it wasn't about to defer or deter what we wanted to do. So we plowed on through that, and then literally the day after the last race that Todd and Rhonda put on, we were getting new clay. And the morning of, I woke up like a kid on Christmas morning. I just was so excited to get up, and at that point, Susquehanna Speedway was part of me now, and I was part of the Speedway. And I woke up that morning, literally when the sun was coming up, and we started chisel plowing the track. And for you that don't know what a chisel plow is, it's these big teeth that basically dig down into the track surface, 6-8 inches, and just pull the guts up. And it's something you got to do when you prepare for the new clay to come in. And I'm out there in this old tractor, just driving around probably 2-3 miles per hour, and I'm watching this chisel plow do its job. And as I go around the track, it's almost like I could feel the history of the Speedway coming to me. This chisel plow was just ripping up the clay, and I could go through turn 3, and I could see some red clay come up from below that. And then, turn 1, there was some gray clay and some tan clay that come up. It's almost like you were cutting a tree open and looking at the history of the tree, history of the Speedway, seeing this chisel plow come up. So at that point, I knew that we had something special. And, that day there was just a handful of us there working, and it didn't take long for literally dozens of neighbors and volunteers to show up. A lot of them are here today. I can't thank them enough. I don't want to name names because I know I missed somebody, but there's just so many people that helped us get that racetrack to where it was going to be. And then I remember we had a meeting with the employees, and we were sitting in the grandstands down by the concession stand. And I said, a lot of volunteers, busted their knuckles and worked in the cold on a lot of long days. And it's our turn now to take that track that they've been working on and get it ready for you guys, for the race teams, for the drivers, for the fans, for the competitors. And they worked real hard putting that together. And then on that opening day, it was truly something special. The fans came out and supported us. And when I saw the various divisions on the track that day, I realized we truly had something special. The Silver Springs divisions that were there, the sportsmen's, stream stocks, late models, road warriors, limited late models, to watch them race on that track was truly something special. So I want to thank all you guys, from the volunteers to my family, to the race teams, to the sponsors, for letting me be a real small part of Susquehanna Speedway. I want to thank you for coming out tonight and supporting this event. We couldn't have did it without you. We really couldn't. So with that, thank you. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Colton Gauss, but thank you so much for everything.
Well, first off, I want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight. I know we had some weather conditions, but overall it was a great turnout. This being a first-year banquet and everything coming together with the staff here at Wyndham, and Angie Kemp and Candy Osterman putting this together did a great job. I really appreciate all the race teams coming out and supporting this. I know we've talked to some of the teams in owners meetings, and I really want this to. Obviously we're here to honor our champions, Russ Minton, Randy Christine, Mike Potts, Alex Updegraff, and Daryl Sipe. But more importantly, I want all the teams to come out here and support each other. There's a lot of sponsors, a lot of crew members that spend, countless hours, throughout the week and the weekend, preparing these cars for the drivers. And more importantly, they deserve just as much recognition as the drivers and owners. So hopefully tonight you guys can, ultimately thank everybody, because, without the teams, without our employees, our fans, our sponsors, we don't have Susquehanna Speedway. So without all you guys' support, I wouldn't be able to do what I like to do, and that's run this Speedway. So I appreciate everything that you guys have done this year for us. Moving forward, just going to bring everybody up to speed on what we got going on for next year. Obviously, this past winter we did a lot of major renovations at the Speedway. There's been countless businesses and volunteers that have gotten this place turned around. Obviously, this winter we've have done some major renovations already. There's been new clay put down. The Speedway, once again, our three major divisions all have transponders next year. We're working on speakers in turn two, grandstands, and the backstretch. We'll have some new lights and some other things that we're trying to really accommodate all our race teams, fans, and our drivers, as well as employees. I'm sure some people here will probably take some notes. I just want to kind of give everybody some information on some races that are going on for next year. Obviously, we're working on the 2017 racing schedule. That will come out at Motorsports Show, third week of January. We'll have the full schedule from March through November. The season opener is Saturday, March 25th with Super Sportsman, late models, legends, and street stocks. There'll be 24 races for the sportsmen, late models, and street stocks. They'll basically be there every week for the most part. The extreme stocks, there'll be about 21 races. We have those penciled in for sure. There'll be a variety of other divisions throughout the year that will kind of accommodate those things. Moving forward, I don't know if anybody saw yesterday, but obviously we've already started announcing some major races coming to the Speedway. Yesterday we announced that the Susquehanna Speedway will host one of the largest paying modified races in the Northeast with Brett Deo in the short track series. That'll pay $10,000. It's one of his crown jewels on his schedule. The limited late models will be there as well, so that will be a great addition to the Speedway. One thing that we are announcing here for the late model teams, Thursday, June the 1st, Creekside Auto Sales will be the title sponsor of the Appalachian Season Open Speed Week race. The limited late models will be there as well, so that'll be a double header. We also have the largest paying limited late model race in the Northeast, September 8th and the 9th, with the topless 50, paying $5,000 to win. That is something that is really special to me. I know Kenny Ryland and Dan Little have really started that about 8 years ago, and they kind of poured their heart and soul into that race. And we're very fortunate and lucky that we're able to support the late models with that big race. Super Sportsman, obviously the Sportsman 100 will be at the Speedway again. There will also be at least 3 major big paying races throughout the year, May, July, and October. So they'll have 4 crown jewels spread over their 24 race season. The street stocks, I know they've been bugging me for having a big paying race. They will have a big race May 13th. The street stock 40, which used to be at Silver Springs, will be back, and that'll pay $1,500 to win. The extreme stocks will have a big race as well. They'll have the extreme stock 50. That'll be at the beginning of the year, and they will also have a big race at the end. Also tonight, I don't know if you guys know Austin and Andrew Hogue. They're from Baps Paint. They've been a big support to all the racetracks in this area. They've fielded sprint cars for a number of years. Their family is very dedicated to Susquehanna Speedway. This year they sponsored the 410 series, and I'm very happy to announce that they're going to be back next year to sponsor that series. And with that, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Austin Hogue. He's going to say a couple things, but I want to thank everybody again for coming out and supporting this. I know there's a lot of sponsors, car owners, volunteers, fans, and crew members, and I just want to thank you guys for everything you've done for us all year, and hopefully everybody will enjoy tonight. And with that, I will turn the microphone over to Austin Hogue from BAPS.
All right, well, my mom and uncle couldn't make it tonight, so I guess me and my brother are the B team here for BAPS. So I'm representing BAPS here tonight, but on behalf of BAPS Auto Paint and Supply, we would like to thank all of the fans, drivers, crews, track employees, and everyone that is involved who made 2016 a very successful season. BAPS is always looking to help promote the local racing community. And when Colton and Scott approached us earlier this season, we were very eager to join in with them. Scott and Colton's drive to make Susquehanna great again was easy to see, and their plan to involve the community was a refreshing new outlook on the way that the regular dirt track format exists. It's exciting to watch the new improvements every week and to see the support from the drivers and the local community. BAPS is excited to again be the title sponsor for the BAPS 410 Sprint Car Series, along with sponsoring the BAPS Racing Extravaganza in February at the York Fair. Thanks again to everyone who showed up tonight. You are the ones that make Susquehanna great. Let's have a great night, and we'll look forward to seeing you again in 2017.
And with that, I'll turn the microphone over to Dave Hare, and we'll start the awards.
And for 2017, I'd like to invite everyone to see me, come see me in my new position. I'll be at the Outback Trap, and I'll be scrubbing porta-johns. Thanks, April. Love you too. Once again, Dave Zortman, videographer extraordinaire. He's got season and review DVDs for sale out in the lobby. All right, we're going to keep it rolling. Road Warriors up first with their top five. And where we're going to run this, we'll have fifth, and then we'll move toward our champion. So finishing fifth, he was actually tied with the Cat in fourth place. But the tiebreaker, of course, is feature wins. So this guy came home fifth, and not too shabby when you run top five in a series that featured up to 50 different drivers over the course of the season. And car number 7, Brandon Hedstrom. Oh, Brandon, good to see you, brother. Appreciate you coming out tonight. Good year for you, bud.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of car troubles, but we managed to keep it on four wheels and bring it home fifth.
I don't think you had too many problems if you do come home fifth. I think one of the things that I remember about your year is it just seems like as the race wore on, most of the time the 7 car was there at the end.
Yeah, we tried to. It was just hit or miss. I mean, sometimes it was our night, sometimes it wasn't.
I'd say more hitting than missing. Well, congratulations on a fine year, Brandon. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Brandon Hedstrom coming home fifth. Tied with Brandon, and he finished fourth with 1 feature win. Not in attendance tonight, the real Robbie Carroll. I'm guessing he's at the Trailway Banquet. There's a joke there. I'll tell you the story sometime. Finishing third. And this guy, talked to him a couple times on the front stretch. A couple podium finishes for the driver, car number 98, Lee Redmond. Once again, drivers, after you receive your award and we talk, if you would head over to see Tom Wingert. He's the handsome guy with the camera over there, and he will take your photograph. Lee, good to see you again, brother. Congratulations on a good run this year.
Thank you.
I know when you and I talked on the front stretch on one occasion, you were pretty proud of the fact that relative to some of the other competitors, you didn't have a whole lot of money wrapped up in your car, but you were successful nonetheless.
Yeah, I bought it dirt cheap, and my nephew Travis set it all up for me, and I just kept driving the wheels off of it.
That you did. Good run. As you come home third in points this year for the Road Warriors, congratulations.
I'll take it.
All right, Lee Redmond, not a whole lot of talking, but a whole lot of action. Finishing second with 2,100 points, his 3 wins led the series. The driver, car number 47, Travis Brown. By the way, the lovely Tori Heisen to my left, helping out with the awards tonight. Thank you so much, Tori. Travis, what a year, man. You get a little excited in victory lane, don't you?
I do. I've never won a race before, you know. I got the car, it was hooking up. Now, I battled Daryl. You know, we battled all year long. It was some of the best racing ever, you know. I think we put on a show for all the fans out there for the Road Warrior division. You know, second place, I'll take it. You know, I worked so hard for this. I can't thank Uncle Lee helped me out, all my sponsors and everything, and second place. So here we are.
Enjoy it, brother. Congratulations. Travis Brown, runner-up in the Road Warrior division. And the guy that will take home top honors tonight for the Road Warriors, 5th title in 6 years, his 4th consecutive, with 2,260 points. The driver, car number 20S, he is Daryl Sipe. Travis mentioned the battles that he and Daryl had on the track throughout the course of the season. Daryl, this is something you and I talked about on a couple of occasions. First off, congratulations, my friend. But it seemed like any time that the two of you guys were on the track at the same time, you were running together.
We both had competitive cars. When you're up front, you're up front. You're going to run into the same people week after week when you race with them.
Daryl, 4th consecutive title. We mentioned 5th in the last 6 years. That means whenever you come to the Speedway, somebody's gunning for you. But your composure and abilities have kept you at the top of the heap.
Every race, somebody's gunning for me. It doesn't matter. Actually, if you're a driver out there, somebody's gunning for you.
Well,
The guy behind is always after you.
They're not catching you.
Yeah, you never know.
All right, brother. Well, congratulations on another championship. We appreciate you coming out and supporting the Speedway. All the best, my friend.
Thank you.
Daryl Sipe, our Road Warrior champion. We mentioned that we want to try and keep the program moving tonight. We're going to wrap things up with our Super Sportsman title, and we figure Russell Mitten's probably going to take about an hour or so. No, I'm serious. Extreme Stocks. Guy finished 5th. Spent a good bit of time at the front of the field this year. And he finished in 5th, just 10 points in front of his nearest competitor. Driver car number 76, Michael Smith. Love you, Russell. Michael, good to see you, brother. Good year for you, man.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. We certainly had our ups and downs, but we really tried to pull it together. It was a close race at the end. I was happy to make 5th. That was our goal for this year, for top 5 in points. But really want to thank my sponsors, my crew, everybody. Just really a team effort, and we did like to think we did a good job.
Oh, I would say you did. I think, Michael, one of the things that impressed us this year was you did have a couple incidents where you got caught up in some things, but you would come back time and again. And we saw the red machine up at the front of the field.
We try to run up front as much as we can. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but we're consistent for the most part.
Well, congratulations. Good 5th place finish this year. Michael Smith. Fourth place in our Extreme Stock division. This guy is a driver, he's an owner, he's a business owner. He's all kinds of busy. With 1,590 points, he'll finish 4th. Car number 55, Brian Rabine. Well, Brian, good to see you, brother. A man of many hats.
Yeah, some good, some bad.
Well, you're a guy that keeps busy, huh?
I try to stay out of trouble if you stay busy, so.
How's the whole car owner, driver thing working for you?
It's pretty trying sometimes, I tell you. Takes a lot of money to do this, and I've got a couple good drivers that drive my cars. They don't tear as much stuff up as I do, so that's a good thing.
Extreme Stock division, extremely competitive.
Yeah, actually all of the divisions of this track are really competitive, but Extreme Stocks are always close. I mean, they really are.
Well, congratulations on your efforts this year. Good to have you with us, Brian.
Thank you.
All right, Brian Rabine, he'll come home 4th in our Extreme Stock standing. Finishing 3rd in the Extreme Stock division, he parked his hot rod Lincoln in victory lane with a year-end win. 1,650 points for the driver, car number 77B, Ronnie Buck. Ronnie's not here tonight? All right. Move along. The guy that finishes 2nd, he'll be our runner-up. One of our memories, I think, of this driver is watching him run through the field week after week alongside Alex Updegraff, and he comes home 2nd with 1,670 points. The driver's John Fry. Well, the fan club is here, my friend.
I sure are, buddy. I sure are.
Good run for you this year, man.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. I mean, that's what we're doing it for, to have a lot of fun. My hat's off to my crew, my sponsors. I mean, we're out there just having fun, and boy, did we have fun this year.
You know, I mentioned on your way up here, but it just seemed like week in, week out, you and the one car were right there working your way up through the field. That was a lot of fun to watch. A lot of close racing, a lot of clean racing.
Yeah, very much so. Alex is a very good friend of mine. And just to pause for a moment, I'd like to send out some thoughts and prayers to our track champion this year for his misfortune he had. So prayers are with you, brother. So,
John, thank you so much. We certainly appreciate you bringing that up. Class act, and congratulations on a great year.
we'll see you next year, bud.
All right, John Fry coming home second. John mentioning some misfortune for Alex Updegraff. Alex had intended to be here, but he had a family emergency. He is not with us. But how about Bryson Winter? Is Bryson here? All right, Bryson Winter going to come up. And he'll come on up here for a second, buddy. You know, Alex, with 2 wins on the year, defends his title from last year. Bryson, thanks for being here on his behalf. And just for the team, great year, huh?
Yeah, we had a great year. Stayed out of trouble most of the year. Had a really great season again.
All right, if you would, send our best to Alex and the family.
You sure will. Thanks.
All right, brother, thank you so much. Bryson Winter accepting on behalf of our Extreme Stock champion, Mr. Alex Updegraff. All right, Street Stocks. And we're going to start off with our Lucky Shot Photography Rookie of the Year. This driver finished 11th in the standings, despite running only 9 of our 12 points races. He had 5 top 10s, 2 top 5s in those 9 starts. And for his performance, Chad Stein is our 2016 Lucky Shot Street Stock Rookie of the Year. Well, Chad, congratulations. Good to have you with us tonight, bud.
Thank you.
Couple top 5s in your rookie season, rookie campaign. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, we definitely learned a lot moving up from extreme stocks. Still got a lot to learn.
Yeah, your thoughts on next year? You made plans for next year? Going to be back with us?
We're putting a car together, so hopefully we'll do a little bit better than we did last year, or this past year.
What's the biggest part of the learning curve moving from one division to the other?
For me, it's going from street tires to race tires.
Makes a big difference, huh?
Yes, it does.
All right, Chad, congratulations. Great job this year. We certainly appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Chad Stein, our Street Stock Rookie of the Year, Street Stock Rookie of the Year, sponsored by Lucky Shot Photography. All right, our top 10 in our Street Stocks points finale. Top 5 was his season best. Makes the haul from Foston, Maryland, behind the wheel of car number 16, Walt Lamont. Well, brother, always a pleasure. How you been?
I'm doing good.
That's just it. That's good. That's all right. Hey, looking back on the season, highlights for you.
Probably I think I had a top 3. I think I talked with you once, but it was a fun year. A couple of disappointments, but for all in all, it was a fun year.
Well, Walt, we certainly appreciate you being with us. I can say with a great deal of confidence, this is one of the good guys in the sport that represents our Speedway and represents the division very well. Also a fine driver, and look forward to seeing you next year, brother.
I'll be there.
All right, Walt Lamont, driver car number 16. Josh Bloom in the 00 comes home 9th with 1,530 points. Understand Josh is not in attendance tonight. Finishing 8th, he capped the season with a victory at Susky to go along with his title at Big Diamond Speedway. The driver car number 43, Eric Tripp. Well, friend, what a year.
Yeah, it was a good year. We didn't do quite as well at Susky as we'd like to do. We had a real good year at Diamond. I wanted to start touching the car to try to make it a little better at Susky, and my crew
threaten physical violence if I touched it, so I had to wait till we were done at Diamond.
Well, whatever you did there at season finale seemed to work.
Yeah, it did. The track was really heavy and locked down, and it had a lot more grip like Diamond had during the year, so it kind of played in our hands, and the field was a little soft there as far as car count, but there were still some good cars there, and we were lucky to come out front.
Eric, as I recall, when I first saw you racing, you had the number 8. Is that correct?
Well, no, I started with 43, and then figured I wasn't good enough to run that number, so then I ran 1, and then I hit a lot of guys with that, so I figured if I changed my number, maybe they would be looking for somebody else. And so I ran the 8 for a couple years, and then decided that we'd go back to the family number of 43. Uncle Ed and Cousin Jake ran it, and feel like I held up my own this year.
You certainly did more than held your own. Thank you for the history lesson. Eric Tripp, congratulations on a fine year. That's where we wanted to go, the Jones connection. All right, finishing 7th. He was 2nd in the division in top 5 finishes with 5. Tied for the division lead with 4 heat race wins at 1,650 points. The driver, car number 7P, Jim Palm. Well, Jimmy, a lot of fun watching you wheel it this year.
Well, it was a lot of fun probably you watching me, but I wasn't having a lot of fun where I was being.
How do we change that?
The last 4 races, it looked like a total rookie in the car.
I don't know, bud. I would dispute that. It seemed like latter part of the season, I thought you really started showing a little more of your hand.
Well, I think I ought to take Paul Morgan's advice, and if the car ain't really to what it's supposed to be, he told me, if I don't give you any good advice, just try to run the car in and turn harder.
How'd that work?
And then it didn't.
We're going to see you again next year?
Oh, we'll be there. Just got the body off the car now. Ain't really getting excited just yet, but it'll be there.
How many years for you now?
Total? This is probably working on 28.
All right, very good. Yeah, go ahead. Well, Jimmy, thanks for being here tonight. Congratulations on a fine season, and thanks so much for putting on a great show whenever you're with us. You are indeed a lot of fun to watch, my friend.
Thank you.
Jim Palm, as he'll come home 7th in our point standings. Guy finishing 6th in the street stock division, the only 4-time street stock champion in the history of Susquehanna Speedway, with titles in 1998, 2009, 14, and 15, Scott Thunberg. Now let's go ahead and get this out of the way, and then we'll talk about the good stuff. Early in the year, there was a streak that came to an end, and at the time, I was not aware of the streak, but it is certainly worth mentioning. A couple engine problems put an end to it, but tell us about that if you would.
I really don't keep track of that. That's my dad, but it was something like 240-some consecutive starts at Susquehanna, dating all the way back to, I think, 96 or something like that. And we blew the motor. We still were there, still haven't missed a race, but blew the motor, and that was the first race we didn't qualify for in however many races.
But in the spirit of a true champion, came back and made something good of the season.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were really fortunate the last 4 or 5 years of having really nothing go wrong. And this year, kind of like in racing, everything caught up to us, and the bottom literally fell out of the motor the first week, and then after that, had your ups and downs in a normal year.
Yeah, this the cars in the street stock, they're changing. Technology, design-wise, this is the same car you've had since?
It was actually, most of it was pretty much built in 95, and it's gone over some overhauls and things like that, but There's parts on it that we were running back when we bought it from Tommy Umpenhauer.
Well, Scott, I would say that it is a credit to the driver that though your equipment may be a little aged, you're still competitive, and we certainly appreciate the opportunity to watch you week in and week out.
Well, the car kind of matches the driver, I guess, so we can't really part after, you know, this is what, 30, going in 34 years or so, so.
Hang with it, brother. It's always a pleasure.
All right.
Scott Thunberg. If we have any soccer fans, that's the guy to talk to right there. He'll talk soccer with you. All right, 5th in our final standings, 7 top 10s, 4 top 5s, and a win that turned into a party in victory lane with 1,710 points. The driver of car number 4, Fast Eddie Richards. Well, you're still standing after the pre-banquet party. That's a good sign.
Yeah, the pre-banquet party was great. I enjoyed seeing everybody come out for that. You know, told a lot of stories and back and forth, especially Bob Scott. I don't know where he's at, but we swapped stories tonight like no one's end.
Eddie, the highlight of the year had to be the win on the night that Edward was there having his birthday party.
Oh, most definitely. I don't know what we did that night, but it was my son's birthday party. He had a lot of kids from his football team there, and my dad, Ray, Clayton, you know, and Angie, she always is the one behind us, you know, pushing us to do better. But whatever we did that night, you know, we put it out front, and, you know, to get that win for my son's birthday party, that was awesome.
Dude, on the front stretch, I'm going to tell you, they were pumped. And then, I don't know, do you remember when we were in Victory Lane talking? Those guys, it was a mob scene, and it wasn't, you know, usually there's an open space, and you remember that, Tom? And the photographers are back 10, 12 yards, whatever. Not that night. Those guys, the kids in the party, man, they were like 3 feet from you while we were talking. They were just staring at you. They were in awe.
Oh, yeah, I saw some of the pictures, and, you know, the kids were definitely pumped. And then when I saw the one picture, I was like, you know, where'd the car go? You know, there were so many people in front of the car, I didn't know who half of them were, but it was definitely a great night.
And that's what it's all about.
Oh, most definitely. Definitely got to thank my dad and Ray, Clayton. You guys are behind me 100%. You know, no matter what happens through the year, if we get wrecked or whatever happens, you know, I get on my downside, and they're the ones that pick me back up, and you know, we go forward next week, and then we have a good run, and it puts me back on top.
All right. Well, congratulations on a fine effort this year. Eddie, look forward to more next season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. 5th in the final point standings, Fast Eddie Richards. Finishing 4th in the point standings for the Street Stocks. His 8 top 10s were second best in the division. And what a rebound year it was for the driver, car number 47, Bob Scott Jr. Bob, a little more hardware for the trophy case, my friend.
Yeah, we have a couple of these.
Hey, had the opportunity to watch you run at the Grove in the last couple of years, and we certainly saw a lot of potential, but the consistency wasn't there. I know you were super frustrated. So how good does this feel for 2016 compared to the last couple seasons?
Oh, it feels a lot better. We've been blowing motors, so we're doing real good. I would have rather won a race this year. We didn't get that done, but we had a good year. We had a fun year. It's fun racing with the guys in the street stock. All a bunch of good guys, veterans and the new guys, fun guys. If you need something, everybody helps each other, and that's what racing's about.
Bob, you stepped out from the street stock division this season. At year's end, purchased a Central Pennsylvania Legend.
Yeah, that's going to be what we play with a little bit next year. We're going to run. We're not planning on running full season. Just going to play and learn. The street stock I might run a couple times, but I want to put my daughter back in the car.
let her run with street stock a little bit this year. She ran past years, and she's trying to get through clinicals and be an RN and just had a baby, so we'll let her run a little bit this year.
All right, Bob. Well, congratulations. Certainly appreciate you running with us, brother.
Thank you.
Bob Scott Jr. Folks, I will tell you this. More than one person has remarked just how difficult, how challenging the Central Pennsylvania Legend cars are to get around the Speedway. They look like a lot of fun, but I hear they're eternally loose. How's that? And in his first competitive race with the Central Pennsylvania Legends, before experiencing mechanical difficulties, Bob Scott Jr. was battling for 4th position from the back of the field, so that was quite an effort there. Finishing 3rd in our street stock standings, he had an early season win and then battled home to a solid finish with 1,800 points. The driver, car number 11, Craig Coolhand Morgan. Well, brother, good to see you, man.
Yep, good to see you.
Early season win, and then what?
Well, you can't win them all.
Your theory on setup. I know you guys like to do a lot of experimenting. What'd you learn this year?
I learned a lot more about tires. They seem to be changing a lot, and springs and stuff like that. And the track changed a little bit throughout the year. I didn't keep up with the track enough, I think. But all in all, it wasn't a bad year.
Craig, what do we anticipate from you and the 11 team in 2017?
About the same thing. Hopefully some better results, but probably about the same thing.
Your brother's out there running with you at the end of the year. How was that?
Yeah, that helps drive me a little bit more.
Little motivation?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, brother. Well, look forward to watching you run next year. Great job as always.
All right, thank you.
3rd in the points, Craig Morgan. Finishing 2nd in our street stock point standings. A big win at Williams Grove Speedways a couple years ago put him on the map. He was in the hunt going into the finale. The driver, car number 59, Flying Ryan Smith. Well, dude, we mentioned that win at Williams Grove, and I think that was the point at which a lot of people had their eyes opened, and we've been watching you since. Probably the most impressive part of this year was the consistency that you exhibited to put yourself to be in contention for the title.
Yeah, I mean, it came down to every week just being consistent, having fun, and just having a ball at what we do and being consistent.
Indeed. Ryan, if I'm not mistaken, this is a family operation, not a whole lot of financial support otherwise. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's between me and my dad, and that's it. I mean, it comes out of our garage, out of our pockets, and we just have fun.
Favorite moment at Susky for 2016?
Probably being on the front stretch for a 3rd place finish. So, I mean, this year has been all consistency for us and learning the track over with the new clay and everything. And I don't know, it's been a lot of fun.
Great. Well, hoping to see you back for next year. How about it?
Yeah, we'll be there. So.
All right, runner-up for our street stock division, Ryan Smith. Well, the deeper we got into the season, well, the stronger he became. He led the division in all major statistical categories. Top 10s, 10. Top 5s, 9. Wins, 3. What can you say about your street stock champion in the M1, Mike Potts? Well, brother, how you been?
Oh, pretty good.
Always understated.
Yeah, that's what I am.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're going to win a championship, why not do it coming through the B main? Why not make it exciting?
Yeah, I don't know what we were doing at the beginning of the night there, but we got her figured out.
Mike, walk us through your night. I mean, you're coming into the finale. You know you've got a chance to win the title, and things don't look so good after your heat race, and you go out and you win the B main. You're starting deep in the field. Your thoughts at that point?
Well, I didn't know we were going to qualify because we didn't really fix it between the heat and the consi. I went out with a steering that wouldn't turn left. So, and then I decided I was just going to follow the 59. Well, he wrecked. So I couldn't follow him anymore, so I decided I'd just stand on the gas.
It seemed to work out pretty well for you.
Yeah, I hated to see him busted up there, but, you know, that's the way it goes, I guess.
At what point did you say to yourself, hey, I got a chance to win this thing?
I think when I got to 5th, and they told me how many laps, it was a yellow, and they told me how many laps, I said, oh, I can do this.
Looked like you guys were having a lot of fun this year.
Oh, yeah, we have a blast. I mean, it's really just me in the garage during the week, and then I have good help at the racetrack with Tim and Chris and my brother-in-law, and my wife always helps.
Mike, for those folks that have not had a chance to see you in Victory Lane or see you up close, tell them about the racing helmet you've got.
Well, I wish I could turn it into a real football helmet because they need help.
Mike is a big Jets fan, and he's got a beautiful white helmet with the Jets insignia on the side, and it looks legit. So it's always a lot of fun when he pulls into Victory Lane.
Yeah, but I wish I had more fun during the football season.
Maybe we better change topics. Well, brother, any changes for 2017?
Well, yeah. We better not go there.
All right. It's your call.
But I just want to thank, you know, me and my brother Gary have been doing this a long time. And I just hope I made him proud. The way he made me proud.
Mike Potts, I will assure you, with the performance that you provided us all this year, you made us all proud. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mike Potts, your Street Stock champion. That is what it's all about. All right, late models. Let's pre-stage, please. Not really, just stay where you're at. George, so help me God, don't. All right, there we go. It was just a matter of time. Wow. In a season that saw 83 different drivers compete in the late model division, our 2016 Rookie of the Year ranked 23rd in our final point standings. In his 5 starts, he added a top 10 to his rookie resume. A 3-time Extreme Stock champion, he is this year's Lucky Shot Late Model Rookie of the Year, Patrick McLean. Mike Potts, that trophy looks good back there, brother. Well, Patrick, congratulations on a good year.
Yeah, I'd like to race a little bit more, but, you know, fielding 2 late models for Brian is just unheard of with his budget. So we're going to back to 1 late model this year, and Sam's going to drive it, and I'm going to do some more stock car racing.
All right, so you're going Extreme Stock?
Yep.
All right.
So I got to give Sam a little bit better bullet to come with to the racetrack. So I'd like to see Sammy do some stuff in a late model. So.
Well, he's a fine driver, that's for certain. Patrick, so the Extreme Stock that you'll be running, is this your car or is this one of Brian's?
One of Brian's.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Brian and Amy have been with me for, 5-6 years now. They've, you know, given me plenty of opportunities to go racing, and without them, I wouldn't be doing this. So I want to thank them. So
biggest challenge jumping into a late model?
Most of my life, I've been taught to drive the car as straight as you can to go as fast, you know, in the stock cars. And the late models, you just got to bend them in real hard to get them turned. You know, when the track dries out or rubbers up a little bit more, it kind of comes back to the stock car a little bit. But other than that, that's the biggest change, is having to get them bent into the corner a lot harder than it is in a stock car.
Well, your numbers suggest that you're a quick learner. Patrick, congratulations, Rookie of the Year.
Thank you.
Patrick McLean, our Lucky Shot Photography Late Model Rookie of the Year. Well, fans, 2016 marks the end of an era in late model racing, as one of the most respected names in our racing community has decided to hang it up. A dedicated team owner that actively and equally supported his drivers and sponsors. His team finished 6th in this year's standings despite competing in but 10 of our 13 points events. For his notable contributions to our sport, our 2016 Sportsmanship Award goes to Jim Magilton. Well, Jim's making his way to the podium. Just a word of thanks to Jim for all he's done for the sport. In recent years, Jim has, on just about a weekly basis, been in touch with his sponsors, who have then provided him with giveaways through random draws that we gave away to the fans, whether they be t-shirts, gift certificates, hoodies, it didn't matter. Week in, week out, you were there for the fans, brother, and we appreciate you.
I love the racing. I love every part of it, and that's one way to give back, and it helps my sponsors, and it helps everybody. So, Dave, I thank you for doing a real good job of promoting that for us, too. And for everybody else, it doesn't have to be just me doing this next year. It's a good deal for everybody to get into that.
Well, brother, we certainly appreciate it. How many years did you have as a car owner, Jim?
Since 1993, if you can do the math.
What's going to be the one thing that you missed the most, do you think?
The 2M, that number 2M, that was in the family. We numbered that car. The 2 was for Carl Billett, actually, but the M was for Magilton, for my first driver, which was my son Dave. We're going to miss that number.
We're going to miss seeing that number on the Speedway.
Well, I appreciate that. Start looking for the 32J. That'll be the new number with the new team.
All right, brother. Jim, thank you so much, and all the best in all your future endeavors. We hope to see you around the track sometime.
Oh, I'll be there as a partner.
All right, very good. Our 2016 Sportsmanship Award winner, Jim Magilton. All right, our top 10 in points. Finishing 10th, understand he is not in attendance tonight. 6 top 10s and 9 starts with 1,350 points. Charles Potts. Finishing 9th, he was 15th in the standings after 6 events, but a late season push saw him surge to as high as 6th in the standings. He had 5 top 10s to his credit, one of them a top 5, and driver car number 19L, Dave Latshaw. Well, Dave, if I may, over the last couple of years, we've seen you make some progress as a driver. Seemed like we saw more of that and more in the way of consistency this year.
It's been a good time for us. We worked hard. Big thanks to my crew. Can't say enough. We worked hard. We've got a second last year at Williams Grove. Got a second this year, Susquehanna. We're looking for a win. Haven't got it yet, but we're working hard. This is the fourth year in our late model division, and we hope to see a win sometime near in the future.
We'd like to see that too, Dave. I want to let the fans know it's good to see somebody who's got their priorities in order. Now, we all appreciate a man who comes out, a woman for that matter, and competes hard. And we like to see that. But Dave missed the last race of the season, and it cost him a couple spots in the point standings, but it was for a great cause. You and the missus celebrating 10 years this year.
10 years, I said to her, I was talking to you,
I looked at her at the wedding party that we had, the anniversary party, and I said, I hope you enjoy this anniversary party because you know how much racing means to me. And so she understood, and I understand. Like you said, priorities take its, it's first, and who knows what's to come in the future.
First things first, if you're not happy at home, you're certainly not going to be happy at the racetrack. David, congratulations on a great year.
Yep. And can I say one more thing? You are one of the best announcers, and I want to say, let's give it up for Dave Hare. He is one of the best and does an excellent job. I idolize you, Dave. Cheers.
Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate the good word. I really do. I appreciate the support, the encouragement, the acceptance of the racing community. I guess this year was, was my 8th season behind the mic, and I guess the thing that I didn't anticipate was the community and the friends that you make here, and that's been a real blessing. Finishing 8th, this cat is a consistent top 10 finisher year after year. He is the owner, operator, and a fan favorite wherever he goes. Car number 116, T-Rav, Travis Meese. Well, Trav, always a pleasure. Tell us about 2016.
It sucked.
Okay. Rick Meese, you're in agreement? Did I see a thumbs up back there? All right, all right. You care to elaborate?
We just had our luck of problems and motor problems, trying out a new car, just problems any way we can think of, basically.
What do we look for next season?
We're going to do a limited schedule. I got a different job at work, so I can't be on the racetrack and call people out to work. So I was actually at work this morning at 4 o'clock this morning, getting ready to plow snow. So I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to make it today, but we got done in time. So I was able to go home and get a quick shower, and Dad picked me up, and we ended up running here.
I appreciate you making the effort to be here. Problems you mentioned with the car, is that something you feel like you've got addressed for next season?
Oh, something we'll work on. We brought a new car out probably about 8-10 races to go of the year. I bought something from down south, and something we're trying to work with, and trying to work with them guys down from down there, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we'll be there maybe a couple times next year, not too sure, but we'll see how it goes.
All right, Travis, appreciate your support. All the best, my friend.
Thank you.
Travis Meese. Tom Wingert, Lucky Shot Photography over here doing our photography again tonight, has a couple photographs over the years of Travis that show just how strong of a wheelman he is. Just pretty remarkable photos. Finishing 6th. This guy is just some kind of fun to watch when he wheels it around the high side of the Speedway. He was a runner-up in his final race behind the wheel of the Magilton 2M. Your driver, Sean Jones. All right, my check's got ahead of me. Come on up, you're 6, Chase. I skipped you, sorry. It was an honest mistake, come on. Well, Sean, season finale runner-up, oh so close.
Yeah, we were coming. I thought we might have had something for Randy there. You know, we didn't need that caution flag for sure. And when the caution came out, I thought, I'm not going to catch him now.
What's 2017 looking like?
We have a new car with a new car owner and stuff. Obviously, Jim's still going to be involved. We're going to keep the equipment and stuff at his house. Rich Whitfield, that used to be with Carl Billett, he's going to be the new car owner. And just, I got to thank Jim for the last 3 years. I mean, him and Jimmy have given me an opportunity that's just, I know a lot of people in the room would love to have. I wouldn't be able to do what I love to do without him. I got to thank Pat McNeil. You know, he lets me run his super. We're going to run that car some more next year. So we'll see what happens.
Sean, I know tonight the focus is Susquehanna Speedway, but just a big shout out for your owner. As we look back to July, you had a big evening out at the Bedford Speedway. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I have a little joke with Jim, you know, he gets a little grumpy sometimes, so I tell him he needs to eat a Snickers bar or stand in the corner, you know, and it usually works out for us, but his deal was the night before, he said, if we finish third or better at Susky, we'll go to Bedford. And I said, well, we finished fourth, that's close enough, right? So we go to Bedford and unloaded, and it was just magic out of the trailer, honestly. We didn't touch the car all night long. We set fast time, broke the track record, won the heat race and the feature. So it was a pretty good night. It was definitely exciting for him.
I'd say it was exciting for everyone.
Oh yeah, the team and all, it was pretty awesome.
All right, Sean, congratulations on a fine year. We'll see you next year, brother.
Thank you.
Sean Jones. All right, Chase. This guy led the division with 5 heat race wins, finished the season with a strong third-place run. He is 7th in the point standings. Your defending series champion from 2015, Chase Billett. Sorry about that, brother.
I guess I'm not that memorable then for you, Dave.
Tell us about the year, bud.
It's just one of those years that didn't really quite go our way. We had a couple races where we should have won or could have won, and just had a lot of misfortune and just streaks of bad luck. We had a fast car just about every week, but you know, just one of those years where just things didn't go our way. But you know, I still had a fast car every week and had a lot of solid runs.
Looking to the future, is Hunter ready?
If you ask my old man, he's pretty much ready to kick me out of the driver's seat and put him in, but right now he can't quite reach the pedals, so I guess I'll have to keep a hold of the reins till he's old enough.
How old is he now?
About 1.5 now. So unfortunate for my old man, I have a couple years yet.
I see a lot of photographs on Facebook. Looks like you're prepping him for a career in racing.
Anything with wheels he loves. I mean, that's, you know, when it comes to toys, everybody asks, oh, what can we get him? And then pretty much anything with wheels, that's what he loves. And I mean, just about every week he's down at the garage. I mean, even this winter, you know, we're down there every week, and I mean, he's down there and he's already, you know, putting lug nuts on, and you know, more or less doing our tools is what we are. We were down the other week, and my old man's just every time, I just had this tool, you know, I just had this wrench, you know, where's it at? And I said, wherever he's at, that's probably where it's at. And he was putting a radiator in the car, and he picked it up, and what's this rattling around in here? He must have found a little Allen wrench and stuck the Allen wrench down the radiator hole. So luckily he caught that, you know, before it caused any damage. But no, definitely enjoy that. It's definitely a bright time in my life, you know.
Changes for 2017?
As of now, you know, we like to come out, wait for all the schedules to come out. Probably plan on running mostly Susquehanna. Like to venture out a little bit, maybe hit a couple other tracks in the area, but I think we'll pretty much set our focus to Susquehanna just about every week.
All right, brother. We appreciate the support. Good to see you, Chase.
Okay, thank you.
Chase Billett. Said the car was fast pretty much every week. I would be in agreement there. Had a couple of bad breaks, but when he was on the Speedway, he was indeed fast. So Chase Billett finishing 7th in the standings, Sean Jones 6th. And moving ahead with 2,030 points, he had 8 top 10s and 13 starts, and week after week, this guy was quietly moving toward the front of the field with those 2,030 points. They were good enough for 5th, the driver of the 21M, Matt Murphy. Matt, good job this year, my friend. And you were sort of like our Kevin Harvick. There was a couple years ago, people would say, where did he come from? That was sort of the way we were with you this year. Every time we turned around, like you were in the hunt.
Yeah, we struggled to qualify. I like the top side. My dad tells me every week to stay on the bottom, so he's probably right.
So how's that going to play out?
He wins most cases. He drives the truck and trailer, so I have to agree at least until I get home. But you know, I get to race with my dad every weekend, so the rest is gravy from there.
Good year for you. Plans for next season?
We'll be back. I appreciate the 24 schedule. Love the track. Everybody's doing a lot of work there, so we'll be back.
All right, Matt, congratulations. Great year. Matt Murphy. His 9 top 10s were second best in the division. This was another guy that was always moving forward, always passing cars. In car number 20, Steve Billett. The only guy I know that can wear a baseball cap to a wedding, get away with it, and look good doing it. And you made John Hall's night.
Yeah, and he's still wearing his hat, so I'm glad that I'm a role model or whatever for that. That too.
Tell us about your season, Steve.
I don't know. I didn't think it was that good, but some people think it was. I only finished like half the races, so definitely need to improve on that one.
I think one of the things that stuck out for me that really registered was a couple occasions when you got caught up in somebody else's mess, went to the tail end of the field, you were able to work your way back through for a strong finish.
Yeah, I guess I did that once or twice. I don't remember.
He doesn't like talking. All right, well, let me give you an easy one then. Grindstaff Enterprises on the side of the car. That's a name that's been around local dirt tracks for quite some time. Tell us about your association there.
He helped me out a lot this year, sponsorship with parts and a lot of that. And I mean, I'm really appreciative of that because if he wouldn't have did that, I wouldn't have been able to run this year because it's just me and my wife. And there's not a lot of money left over to put a car together.
We'll see you next season.
Hopefully. She's smiling, so she wants to.
Okay, game on. We're in. Steve, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you.
Steve Billett. There's a synergy there. I can feel it. Good fun, good fun. This guy was runner-up in the season opener. He was never lower than 4th in our season point standings. Consistency is the name of the game for our 3rd place finisher with 2,180 points. The driver, car number 43, Jake Jones. Jake, you were there all year long.
Yeah, I guess we were all right.
Understated, as always. I think of 1 week, we mentioned you were never lower than 4th. Actually, I think you were 4th for 1 week. Other than that, you were top 3 all season. And that speaks to the preparation as well as the effort out on the Speedway.
Yeah, Brian does pretty good with the car. You know, a lot of times I'd come in hollering and tell him the car was terrible, and he'd holler back and tell me it was me. So relationship kind of worked out pretty good.
Certainly understand the realities of life, but kind of sad to hear that there's going to be a change for next year.
Yeah, we're going to take a year or 2 off. I'm not retiring. I'm not quitting. I got some stuff I need to take care of. But we'll definitely be around the track hanging out. You know, somebody calls, I may jump in a car or something if I can. But as of right now, we're sitting a 43 out for a year or 2.
All right, Jake. Well, congratulations on a fine season. We appreciate you running with us.
Yep, thank you.
Jake Jones, 3rd in the point standings. His 5 wins were tops in the division. At times, this cat was, well, just simply untouchable. Veteran driver with a veteran team, and that is a lethal combination. Our runner-up in our late model point standings, the driver of the Linebach Motorsports, number 9, Randy Stout. Go ahead and grab your hardware there, man. Never a dull moment when the 9 car's on the Speedway.
No, I guess not.
I'd say most any other year, 5 wins in the performance that you and the team put together, you'd probably be taking home a championship, but nonetheless, solid effort this season, runner-up.
Yeah, we did all right. We
I was never on the front straightaway if I didn't win, which means we either won or had horrible luck or something break that I had never had break in 20 years of racing. But it was either me or the other Randy, so it wasn't too bad.
When you look back on the season, is there a particular highlight that you're fond of?
Oh, everybody said the race with me and Randy was pretty good, but I really never saw him until he passed me. I was just kind of, everybody's like, oh, that was such a good race. And I was like, yeah, I really never saw him until he passed me. I was just cruising along, trying not, you try not to make a mistake and look stupid and spin out or do something dumb. And all of a sudden there's Randy, and I'm like, oh, I guess the bottom came in.
Randy, refresh my memory. Seems to me at one point this season, did you or did you not win one from like the 9th row?
Yeah, we won the Carl Bill race from 19th, I think. And I think at the fuel stop, I told Gil that the car sucked and do the best I could. And the tires came in a little better and got some luck getting up through the traffic.
How's that feel coming up through the field when you know the car is coming to you?
I used to start 18th every week at Grandview, so I'm kind of used to it. But the guys are so much fun to run with, and even when we have an incident, you yell at each other for 5 minutes, and then a couple minutes later, they could come out to the camper and have a beer, and everybody's fine. It's not like some of the other tracks where the guys hold grudges for weeks and weeks and weeks, and you're like, oh, guys, that guy gonna wreck me next week, and me and Chase have a thing where we flip each other off before the races now instead of after.
Just get it out of the way. Get it out of the way, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Talk just for a second about this team that you run with.
Oh, they're great. I lettered their cars when I was little, and like every time we ran Big Diamond, I'd always try and beat Carl. And I'm not going to win, but as long as I finish ahead of Carl, I drove for him a couple years ago and took a break, went back to Grandview to get the all-time wins record, and that made the rest of my family happy. But I don't really enjoy running down there, so I was happy to come back up here. And I gotta thank Scott and Colton for putting up with all of us. It's not like any of us come up to them every week and go or think, what the hell are they doing out there on the track? Why didn't they do this? Or oh my God, what are they doing? I wish they would do this. And you got to thank them, because there's plenty of our tracks where the guys come up to you and, you say, could you do this? And they go, well, if you don't like it, go run somewhere else. And, Scott drove past the camper and he's like, oh, thanks for coming. We really appreciate it. So I really love running here.
Well, Randy, we're glad to have you with us. Look forward to seeing 2017.
Yep, definitely.
He's your late model runner-up, Randy Stout. Well, your late model champion, well, what can you say? 4 wins, 11 top 5s in 13 starts, and oh yeah, along the way, he moved into 4th in the all-time win list at Susquehanna Speedway for 358 late models. It was a dream season indeed for our 2016 late model champion, the Manchester Missile, Randy Christine Jr. Well, Hoss, that's the same smile I've been seeing week after week.
Yeah, man, it was one of them years. It just everything kind of went our way, and with my brother, the race car we were good every week. So I just got to get better at beating Randy Stout.
You guys put on some great shows this season, that's for certain. Randy, I know that you and the team put a lot of effort in this year, making some changes. You put some pressure on yourself as a driver. And good golly, brother, it paid dividends.
Yeah, it did. I mean, last couple of years we've been fast and we won races, but never really have the luck to put a whole season together. And this year we had a little bit of luck on our side and a good car every week. And got to thank Jeff Byers. Guy does killer engines for us, and he's there every week to help us out. And just the fine tuning on everything that makes a big difference in these cars. Colby Fries helped us out on shocks a little bit. I got to thank my grandma and my grandpa for supporting this deal. My mom, my dad, like I said, my brother, he does a lot on this deal. Throughout the summer and the spring, I'm busy with baseball and football, and you know, he kind of shoulders a lot of this, and he does his thing, and he does it really well. I got to thank Justin Bloss. You know, he works his butt off on the car. Dale Miller came in this year, my Uncle Rick, Lewis, Steve. I'm lucky enough to have my 2 boys here with me. That means the world to me. I got to thank my extremely supportive and beautiful girlfriend, MJ, for coming with me tonight. And just, you know, got to thank Colton and Scott. You know, there's no doubt in my mind Susquehanna Speedway is going to be the best racetrack in this area here in the next year or 2.
Randy, we certainly appreciate your support week in, week out. Talk for a second, if you would. What is it like to get behind the wheel of a race car that you know on any given night has a chance to park it on the front stretch?
I mean, to me, it's there's nothing you can really do that you get the adrenaline rush you do. I mean, it's just, I mean, it's something you can't even explain. I mean, it's an amazing feeling, and you know, you know, I'm getting a little bit older, and I'm getting to that point where, you know, you got to try to figure out, you know, how long can I do this, and, you know, what am I going to do when I can't do this? So, you know, right now, just keep doing what we're doing, and, you know, it's a group of great guys, you know, to race with Chase and Steve and Randy Stout and, you know, Dave and Matt, and, I mean, it's Jake Jones. I mean, you go out, you race hard, and you're all friends after the races, but everybody knows when you're in a race car, you know, it's business. You go out there, you do your thing, you come in, and, you know, you just let whatever happens be gone. You joke about it and give each other shit about it, and, you know, you just have a good time after the races. So, I mean, the whole deal is good, and, you know, the atmosphere with the Speedway and how everything's going, you know, it's getting that feel of Silver Springs again, you know, and I was lucky enough to race at Silver Springs, and, you know, it's, like I said, in a couple years, here another year or 2, it's going to be the real deal.
Randy, hearing some rumblings about open wheel. Any truth? What's happening?
Yeah, it's true. You know, we're still going to run the full late model schedule. I was lucky enough to pick up a ride from some sportsman races. So it looks like we're going to do some wingless races at Path Valley, get my feet wet a little bit, and, you know, hopefully maybe a couple wing races at Susky.
All right, brother, all the best. It was an absolute pleasure to watch you this year. Congratulations on your success.
Thank you, and I just got to thank everybody from the Falls Hotel too. You know, they got on board this year, and you know, they came out to support us tonight. So I got to thank them people a lot.
Where are the folks from the Falls? Where you at? Thank you so much. We appreciate your support. Randy, congratulations, my friend.
Thanks, Steve.
Your 2016 late model champion, Randy Christine Jr. And finishing 49th in points, Mark Billick. All right, here's the backstory. It's a Facebook thing. And Mark jumped into the Jed Latshaw car for a race this season and did an outstanding job. And then on Facebook, inquired as to what exactly 49th in points paid. So, Mark, we certainly appreciate it, brother. It was a lot of fun. Nice job. Super Sportsman. We'll start off with our Lucky Shot Photography Rookie of the Year. Transitioning from a midget to a super sportsman is no easy task. Weight, horsepower, handling, well, there are few similarities. But our Rookie of the Year made it look easy. A quick study and mature behind the wheel. He notched 4 top 10s in his rookie campaign, including a 10th place run in his first ever Gary Wolford Sportsman 100. For his accomplishments, Bruce Buckwalter Jr. is our 2016 Lucky Shot Super Sportsman Rookie of the Year. Do what? Okay. Okay. Well, brother, nice job this year.
Thank you.
One of the things that you and I talked about in the pits before one of the events really stuck with me when we were talking about making the transition from a midget to a sportsman. You said, I need to learn to trust the wing. Talk about that from a driver's perspective.
Well, the wing's a big deal with the super sportsmen. I came from a lot of wingless racing, and for the months leading up to the first show, 2 people told me not to back it in the corner or I'm going to spin out. My first straightaway in practice on a test and tune, I didn't listen. I was spun out in the middle of on the back stretch, backing into the wall. I thought I was going to dump it, but I didn't. I restarted, made a couple more laps, started getting more comfortable. As the season went on, kind of got easier. I really liked when the track got slicked off. That's when I could kind of drive it more like a wingless car and not get in trouble.
Talk about what it takes to run 100 laps in a super sportsman. That was your first attempt. To your credit, you made the show and come home top 10.
Yeah, that was a race I wasn't really looking forward to all year. Didn't know how we were going to do it. We had a flat tire in the first 20 laps. It made that hard to drive. Went back in, changed the tire, came back out, and had another flat with the last 20 laps. So at the end of the race, I was just hanging on. The car was so tight. My arms were like rubber bands. And after the race, I just laid in the trailer and had about 4 or 5 people come in and talk to me about how we finished, and I didn't really want no parts of them at the time.
Well, Bruce, great job this year. In addition to the plaque here, I think we've got a gift certificate from Naus Race Gear and K1 Race Gear, Naus Graphics and K1 Race Gear. I think it's $200 off. I'm guessing you've got the graphics portion of that already covered. Is that right?
Yeah, it's already starting to ramp up here a little bit, going into show season. So.
And for folks that don't know, that's sort of what you do.
Yeah, that's a side job. You know, we try to make your car look good, sitting still. You know, if you're running around the back, you know, at least in the pictures, you look good.
Well, Bruce, great job this year, man. Look forward to more of the same next season.
Thank you.
Bruce Buckwalter Jr., our Lucky Shot Photography Rookie of the Year. I think most of our super sportsman guys, if not all, are over in this side of the room. So why don't we just go ahead and come up this side, and that'll be fine. Colton will greet you there with your award. So top 10, a perennial top 10 in the point standings. He saved his best run of the season for the year's biggest event, where he scored a 5th place finish in the 100 in car number 222, J Rock and Roll Fantasy. Oh, thanks. Yeah, we're going to keep it moving. Oh, Brother Jay, always a pleasure. Good to see you, man. How you been?
Oh, not bad.
All right, talk about that 5th place run in the 100, and we were going to focus on this for a second because any super sportsman driver will tell you this is the one all year long.
Yeah, that topped my best finish. My best finish before that was 6th. So the night started out pretty bad. You know, we didn't time good. Time trials this year at Susky. Had first outing, we were good, and then after that, I'm going to take Travis Meese's words, we sucked, you know. Couldn't get any speed, I don't know. So we had to run I guess they called it the heat race for the B main, and I mean, we were still pretty slow, you know, and I wasn't too optimistic when the green flags were going to drop. I was contemplating what lap I was going to pull in, really, because I was like, I'm not going to be out here being lap traffic. But when the green flag dropped, you know, I kind of was like, you know, we put new tires on, and you know, we're lining up the stagger, and I'm just like, kind of like, well, you know, we weren't fast with what we had, so we might as well change it. Made a bunch of changes, and I was like, well, I don't know what I'm going to have. And when the green flag dropped, the car was really good, and, you know, there at the end, it got strung out, and cars kept dropping out, and I kept passing them, and I don't know, we got to be getting close to the front. And we had a yellow, and I realized we were, you know, and then we had a long green run after the red flag. You know, we made more changes because I knew what I felt like the car needed, and it worked. But, you know, Dellinger and Mitten were pretty fast, and I was a straightaway behind them running, you know, I think I was 4th for a while, and they kind of got strung out, and I kind of just riding around You know, nobody was in front of me, couldn't really hear anybody. So, and then, you know, I would have liked to seen maybe a yellow a little sooner, you know, when we still had some good tires left. But, you know, like you said, best finish of the year was the biggest race of the year, hard charger. So I was happy with that. But, you know, the rest of the year pretty much kind of sucked.
What are we looking at for 2017?
Well, probably pretty much, you know, I think my year took a big change when I started racing my brother's car, made some changes to mine over the winter, and it just wasn't good. Didn't like it, didn't like the feel. No matter what I did, you know, I was changing torsion bars and shocks every week, and it kind of still felt like the same. So then I finally told, you know, my brother had a car, and we didn't really have a seat for it. So, you know, Jim Schuster was gracious enough to give me a seat, and my brother and I went out to Ben Woodring's and mounted the seat, and then came home, and my brother welded it all up. And the week we put that together was like the last 5 races or so, and the car worked really good. So at the end of the year, I told my brother, I said, I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm thinking I'm not giving this back. So, and then he's like, well, that's okay. He goes, we'll trade, and he says, well, I'm going to put your car together and drive by you. And I said, okay, good luck. I didn't like it. You might, whatever. But so, you know, I think we're both going to try and run as much as we can. He didn't run all the races, but was able to get a win. So before the 100 lapper, that was my only trip to the front stretch, being in victory lane with him. So I think we're both, like I said, we're both going to try to run every week, but it gets tough. You know, it's a lot to do, big commitment, you know, being there every week doing it. And, you know, we got a lot of support from our family, you know, my mom and dad, my Uncle Bill. Don't have many crew members. The few that helped me all year are here, Kimmy and AJ. My girlfriend's here. But other than that, you know, it's a family deal, you know, a lot of late nights working by yourself on the car. And it's a big, you know, you ask a lot of people to come help you on a weekly basis, to be there 2-3 nights a week. And, you know, you got to wash the car, you know, it's a lot. So the average age of my crew, you know, with my dad and uncle, doesn't get any smaller. You know, they've been doing it for 30 years, and, you know, they come out to the garage less and less and less, and now I'm the one up till midnight working on the car and stuff. But they're still there to support me, and without them, I couldn't do it, so got to thank them. But like I said, we're going to try to have 2 cars at most all the races, and you know, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can have some more W's for the fantasy racing.
All right, brother. Well, I'll be on the front stretch if you want to talk.
Well, I want to talk a lot, but I mean, like I said, I only made it there one time. That was a 100 lapper, so I don't know. I do what everybody else does, go out there. We all want to win, so. And you got more chances now at the Grove than at the Grove. Top 3 go to the front stretch, but I still, you know, maybe we should put the top 5 or top 10 up there, and then I can be up there a little more, but I don't, that might drag the program out a little too long, but.
It might, brother. All right, he's 10th in the point standings, Jay Fantasy. Chad Criswell comes home 9th in our standings with 1,860 points. Chad is not with us tonight. Finishing 8th, he ushered in the new era of Susquehanna Speedway by winning 2 of the first 3 sportsman features. His nickname, the Gas Man, is indeed well earned. Finishing 8th in car number 32, Greg Foster. Two wins in your first 3 starts for the year. What a way to start the season, huh?
Yeah, then I sucked after that.
A lot of sucking going on tonight. What's up with that?
I don't know, man. I come out of there with Russ built me a brand new car, and congratulations to Russ Mitten, one of my great friends in the pits, and just really, really, really proud to be associated with them. But, you know, he built me a new car, come out of the door, and we were winning races, and, I mean, everybody in the garage was excited, and then, boy, we took a dive downhill, and I don't know what happened after that, but I got one guy that works on my, actually, you know, I got 2 cars. Me and my son both have cars. I got one car, Tom, that works on both of them all the time for us, and so I got one crew member during the week besides Justin and I, and I really feel like I let all them guys down, but, you know, we tried hard all year. have great sponsors. American Legion has been with us and is going to continue to be with us for next year. We're working on a couple new things for Justin's car. But yeah, we started off really good, but boy, we struggled hard after that. So I don't know.
Well, here's the bright spot at season's end. For 2016, you finished ahead of Justin in the point standings.
Yeah, I did. Thank God.
Last year, that was not the case.
I know. He filled in for me when I was injured, and then he beat me in points, and he rubbed that in all winter. And then I thought he might catch me this year as bad as I was doing, so I didn't know what was going to go on there. But, we didn't race the last race of the season, the last points race, so we lost a couple spots there. I think we probably could have finished 5th or 6th if we would have kept racing, which isn't bad. I just really feel like we should have done better. But hey, I'm struggling with this car a little bit. I jumped in my old car for the last race of the year, and I couldn't get it to run all the way up into the feature. And then we went from 24th to 10th, and the car handled amazing. And I was like, oh my God, I wish I'd had this all year. But the new car is super. It's just I missed something on setup, and I don't know, but we'll get it. Russ fixed me up over the winter. We changed a couple things. I told him I want a car identical to his because nobody can seem to catch him. And he built me one, and he said, good luck. So, we'll see how that works out. But we built Justin a new car over the winter. Russ is going to start on that soon, so we'll have 2 cars that are identical. And then, my crew guy, I have 1 crew guy. Now we're building 3 cars, so he ought to be pretty impressed with that.
Greg, we wish you all the best, brother, and maybe you can come out next year and open up the season with another win.
Yeah, I hope so. I got to thank everybody that helped me throughout the whole season. My family, my daughter Jessica, my son's girlfriend Kelsey. She puts up with a lot of stuff with him doing this with me. So thank you to all of them, and thank you to everybody for coming. And we can't wait for 2017.
He is the gas man, Greg Foster. He'll finish 8th in the point standings for our Super Sportsman. His 8 top 10 finishes equal last year's total, but for 2016, he reached that number in 6 fewer races. Certainly coming into his own as a driver, he showed his worth in October's Hess Iron King of the Hill in the A-Main with a strong runner-up finish. 7th in the points this year, the Magic Man, Kenny Edkin. Well, as a competitor, Ken, I know that you like to push yourself, and I know you're never satisfied with anything other than the absolute best. But I must say, over the last several years, we've seen consistent progress on your behalf, and been a joy to watch you run, my friend.
Thank you. We struggled a lot at the beginning of the season. Just couldn't get out of our own way. We started the season with top 5, and from there it just, petered out.
End of the year seemed to come around a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say from about the midpoint of the season, we rented the track and just turned our season around, but then, didn't really turn around right at that point. We lost 2 motors in a row, so we got the car going and just had no luck. But the end of the season, once we got our motor program figured out, we finished the season with a pretty good head of steam.
That you did. Plans for 2017, any changes?
No, we finished the season on a pretty good note, and we just got to keep building. So we got a ballpark now. We're down to finding the 10th.
All right, brother. Well, congratulations on a good run there at the end of the year. A lot of fun to watch you. Success. We hope it comes your way next season.
Thank you,
Kenny Edkin. And if it is a hot August summer day and you're in the Sportsman pit area, stop into Edkin's trailer. He put air conditioning into his hauler this year. It's a beautiful thing. A feature win in week number 2 set the tone for another solid season, and in the process further solidified his place as the 2nd winningest driver in the history of this storied division. Only his hero, Gary Wolford, saw more checkered flags with 2,250 points. In 6th place, driver car number 8, the legend, Rich Eichelberger. Rich, always a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you. Didn't I just see you here last week?
We talked somewhere recently. Hey, one of the things that you said to me that really left an impact, and I've mentioned this before, but regardless of what your birth certificate says, whenever I meet up with you in Victory Lane, it's like it's your first victory ever and you're 18 years old, and you said to me, you got to enjoy it. You just never know when you're going to have your last win.
Yeah, that's true. You think about it all the time. You know, is this my last one? You know, and you keep working at it. They just, fortunately for me, they seem to keep coming, which keeps me going.
A lot of fire still, a lot of competitive fire still burning inside, huh?
Yeah, they're starting to fizzle a little bit. The body gets to aching a little bit more, and some of those crashes hurt a little bit more. But it's the heart is saying, man, let's go do this, but the brain's saying, what's the matter with you?
Off season, you generally don't slow down a whole lot. You're a pretty busy guy. Snowmobiling, hunting. What do you got going on this winter?
We've been snowmobiling the last 2 weekends up in our place in Tioga County, and we're going to go tomorrow. We're heading up there tomorrow to do it. We've got a lot of friends here, and then January 1st comes, we're heading to Quebec and going to enjoy it. That's my training season. That's how, you got to go do some training in the off season.
Rich, you've been at this for some time now. Anytime a driver is successful in his pursuits, generally speaking, he's going to have a good team behind him. Talk about this crew of yours.
I have the best team that any driver could ask for. They've been with me for forever. Matt Stover, I think he came around in 93, 95. I don't know when. And his wife, Renee. My cousin Ken there, he's been with me forever. I tell you, we used to go to Susquehanna in the 50s when we were like, 8, 9 years old. And thinking about it just right now, Scott, thank you for saving Susquehanna. I mean, without you doing that, it might not be there. So that's, and thank you for saving the sportsman division. We lost the Grove, and you and Colton took us on, and we all are indebted to you for taking a gamble with us. I hope you're making money with it. I know that's what it's about, and so, but we're very humble and proud that to come race for you, and we want to try and do a good job for you. So thank you very much.
Rich, before you take off, yeah, go ahead. Thank you, Scott. Colton. Rich, before you take off, we've got a little something else for you. Rich is a pretty private guy, and he does a lot for this racing community behind the scenes. Whether it's at Susquehanna, another Speedway, the Eastern Museum of Motor Racing, there is a whole lot that goes on that this man initiates that no one will ever know about. And I really appreciate your dedication, your commitment, and sorry, brother. For that, we would like to present you with Outstanding Contribution to the Sport Award. Thank you so much, Rich.
Thank you. That's wasn't expected, and I don't do near what the volunteers do. I'm telling you. We volunteer some and do some things, but the volunteers that are helping out at Susquehanna, like Les Stewart over there, what he does to do down there, and I saw so many volunteers down there working just to save Susquehanna Speedway. It's a great thing, and I heard somebody say, well, Scott said, it's a family. It is. This racing community,
especially with the Silver Springs people. It is a family, and we fight and get mad at each other and all that stuff. But it's you look at this crowd here. Look at what you're doing. This is really neat. So I am very honored to get this award here. Humbled, and what we do is just because we love the sport. Like to see it keep going, and we'll continue to help much as we can.
Rich Eichelberger. He scored 5 top 10s in his first 7 events to jumpstart his season, adding 4 more along the way, including a 10th place run in the 100, 5th in the sportsman standings for his 2nd consecutive year, Mike Enders.
That's going to be tough to do.
You were hoping to steal the show? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but after Rich, that's going to be tough to do tonight.
All right, go have a seat then. No, get back here.
I do appreciate you having this banquet for me, though.
Hey, I got to tell you, I was nothing against. It's always good to see you, but I was hoping the Brothers Brown would be here, and along with cardboard cutout Chuck.
You and everybody else, but you're not going to get them at an event like this. It's too nice for him.
Is that what it is?
Did you ever see Mike Brown in a picture for in Victory Lane?
No, I haven't. Right?
No.
Hey, give us a quick recap of 2016.
Well, I was excited when we were going to Susquehanna because I've been pretty decent there, and I have 1 358 win, and that was at Susquehanna years ago. So, and we always ran good there in the sportsman. And I was really, really looking forward to going to Susquehanna this year because I figured they're going to have to chase me for the title. But the first night I drew the 12 and started 12th, and I was up to 3rd with 9 laps to go. And I thought, I'm showing them. I'm gonna take this title this year. But we sucked ever since.
What happened?
I think a little bit, the track's a little different than what it used to be. And, you know, we all got to race on the same surface. So, and the tires, at least that's what I'm blaming it on, you know, because, I mean, it's a great racetrack, and we all got to run on the same tires, the same track. So I don't know what it is. We just missed it a little bit. We weren't far off, but I got 2/3 this year, and the car still didn't feel right those nights. So we just keep working at it until we get better.
What are we looking at for next year?
Absolutely the same thing as you saw the last 12 years.
You might steal the show after all.
But no, everything's going to be the same. We still got the Browns, Cardboard Chuck, and George and Dan, and the cars, same car we've been running, and might have a little bit of different paint scheme, but it'll be the same colors. It just might be look a little different, but can't promise that either. But pretty much everything's the same, and looking forward to it. Really looking forward to racing there. You know, more races there, and looking forward to it.
All right, Michael, congratulations on your 5th place finish.
Thank you.
Mike Enders. And for those of you who are not up to speed on this, Tom and Mike Brown are the car owners. The 3B was after Brown, and Chuck Bonowitz. And Chuck Bonowitz has not been to the track for a couple years. And so in order to have him represented appropriately, they took a photograph of Chuck and then made a cardboard standout cutout that is life-size and brought it to the Speedway last year. And they dressed him in different manners every week, and it was pretty entertaining. All right. 2016 was a breakout season for the driver, finishing 4th in the standings with 12 top 10s and 15 starts, an electrifying feature win, and a 4th place run in the 100. It was quite a year for Tony Jackson. Well, my friend, I got to tell you, you have come a long way in a short time.
Well, that's a good thing, right?
Indeed it is.
Yeah, like I said, I got a great crew, great owner. Gives me the best there is to drive as far as buying stuff. You know, he doesn't shortchange us, buys us everything we need to compete. I feel like I'm in shoes that a lot of drivers would like to be. I got a call like 4 years ago, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to put a race team back together. Would you want to drive?" I said, "Man, I haven't drove for 10 or 12 years. When I used to drive micros," I said, "First thing I got to do is talk to my wife." And she wasn't brought up around racing, and just as I said that, she walked in and heard me. She said, "What are you going to talk to me about?" I was like, "Wow, I didn't want to bring this up yet. I was thinking about this for a week or two. I mean, I knew deep down I wanted to do it, but." So she went on board, and actually that year we had a little boy, so it was really tough for her the first year to get a grips of it and everything, but she caught on this year and really enjoys it. And like I said, my crew guys and Trip, and they give me great stuff, and I just try to put the thing at the front every week. And we started off a little bit slow, then got going and won that Bricker race, and we struggled a little bit. We had a motor change. Trip only runs his motor so many races and has them freshened up by Gary Handmaker, which I think builds one of the best motors in our sport. I mean, they're always stay together and good power. But when we went to that other motor, it had a little bit different cam in it, and we had trouble getting a hold of the track when it got slick. Pulled that motor back out, changed cams, and got it going really good down at the end of the year. And you know, I didn't want to see the year end. The last 3 weeks there, we were really strong, fighting top fives, top threes every week. And I learned a lot this year racing with Russell, Scott, well, both Scotts, you know, Mike Enders, all those guys at the front every week. You know, they're up there. Rich raced with my dad. So I'm just trying to carry the name and win some more races under the Jackson flag. So,
well, brother, I want to assure you, you are carrying it very well. A lot of fun to watch you this year. Looking forward to more of the same next season.
Yep, thanks. We're gonna be there. We're gonna compete every week, and I mean, I'm a racer. We're gonna try to steal the show every week. We want to win every week. So that's our goal next week, and we want to be a few positions better in the points next year.
Fourth in the point standings for 2016, Tony Jackson. His 13 top 10s were tied for best in the division. Add to that 9 top 5s and some fast time cash, and you've got quite a year. But it was his third career win in the division's most prestigious race that secured his legacy. The longer the race, the stronger he gets. Thus the name, the Iron Man, Scott Dellinger. Scott Dellinger, congratulations on another fine year.
Thank you, Dave.
Well, I don't want to pigeonhole your career, but let's do this. Howie Locke, Johnny Murphy, Scott Dellinger, 3-time winners of the Sportsman 100. How's that sound? You're in some fine company.
Pretty good. I still have a few more years to go, I believe, though, to try to top that number or something.
Talk about what it is that makes this team get up for the longer races.
I told you out in Victory Lane, I think it's these trophies. When I see a big trophy, it usually amps up the program a little bit for me.
Ben Engel and your dad, you got a couple other guys on the crew, but this is a car that's ready to go whenever it comes to the Speedway.
Yeah, we put in a lot of time throughout the week, weekends, even after the races. I got to thank my mom and dad for putting up money and helping, keep me in the sport. Ben Engel, he's been with me since he was a lot younger, and myself. We were running street stocks, so Chris Rodliff's helping with tires. I got Blaine Live helping. Mark Conran helped us there this year. All them guys, it was great to get a Super Sportsman 100 win at Susquehanna for the first one ever. That's something I was really happy to do. The only thing I wish I could have done is got a picture with Colton and Scott in Victory Lane there.
How's this one rank when compared to the other two?
I tell you what, I led more laps than I've ever led in one, and I know I talked to Russell after the race, and when he passed me, I definitely knew I needed to go a little bit harder, so it was bittersweet to pull it off and win a third one like that. I got a little bit in a rhythm. I believe they're thinking I had things covered, so this goes to show the competition you're racing with is really good every week down there.
That it is. What are we looking at for next season, Scott?
Hopefully the same thing. Barring everything goes the way we're planning, that's what we're hoping for.
All right, congratulations, my friend, on another good year. He is third in the point standings for the Super Sportsman, Scott Dellinger. Not quite as old, not quite as young. Did you catch that, Ben? Bouncing back from an injury that saw him miss a third of the 2015 season, this driver returned to form by grabbing the checkers in week number 4 and again in week 9. His 12 top 10s and 10 top 5s speak to the level of talent amassed within the team. Runner-up in the point standings, the driver, car number 41, Scott Geezy. Well, Scott Geezy, congratulations, another fine season. And you and I have talked about this before, but I think it's pretty important to touch on it. You have said on more than one occasion, Susky historically has not been real good to you. So for you guys to put together an effort like this, you and the team, it's pretty significant.
Yeah, we put forth a good effort there. A real good year. Thanks to Scott for having us there every week. And, just thanks to my crew and everybody for starting to get me a little bit more comfortable. We're getting there, so we'll plug away again.
Scott, I know it's all behind you now, but 2015, pretty nasty crash at the Grove where you busted up your elbow. Any side effects, any ill effects from that this season, or are you fully recovered there?
No, I think I'm fully recovered. Probably bumped my head more than I did my elbow.
What are we looking at for next year, my friend?
We're going to hit and miss. We're not going to be there every week. I'm going to run a 410 a couple of shows, so we're going to do that some. So just whenever.
This is something else we've talked about before, but I think it's a great little trivia point. You have one of a handful of drivers ever in Central Pennsylvania to collect wins, and give us the divisions.
The Sportsman, the 358, and the 410s. I feel, really honored to be able to compete in all 3 of them divisions. The Sportsman's, 410s is by far the toughest with money, but the Sportsman's by far the toughest with competition. That's what kept me, really coming back, and I really enjoy it. And like I said, we're gonna do a good bit of it, but we're gonna hit and miss. I'd like to congratulate Russ on the championship. I know he's been working a long time for that, so congratulations to him. It was a fun season.
All right, Scott, glad to have you with us. Congratulations on your runner-up. Scott Geezy. In 2016, we lost a couple members of the racing family. Notable among them, of course, Gary Wolford, and another gentleman by the name of Ree Smith. Of course, anyone who's been around the sport for any time knows Ree, of course, the father of Mark and Dwayne Smith. He was a fine mechanic. And so for 2016, we are presenting the Ree Smith Super Sportsman Mechanic of the Year. And given the success of Russell Mitten, it seemed only fitting that that award would go in his direction. This gentleman has been with Russell's for about 15 years now. In recent years, his duties have taken on more responsibility as he's become the chief engine builder. In 2016, his engine won the 50-lapper at Lincoln Speedway and then was runner-up at the 100 at Susquehanna. For his part in propelling the RPM number 77 to the points title, our 2016 Ree Smith Mechanic of the Year, Big Steve Gaiman. Take your time, man. Take your time. That's a pretty sweet piece.
Yes, it is. Didn't expect anything like that.
Well, it's been quite a road, but 2016 was quite a year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about, he has a man, a few words. I know where he gets this, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but talk about what it means, Steve, when you see Russell coming across the finish line. He's at the front of the field, and you put together the power plant.
Well, mainly when he does that, I have my fingers crossed that it ain't going to blow up. Because you never know. The parts fail.
he can do everything you can do, and it's not in your hands when it's out there.
What a season this was, huh?
Yep, it's been the best.
Well, congratulations. You're the first recipient of the Reese Smith Mechanic of the Year. Well earned, my friend, and enjoy.
Thank you.
Big Steve. Steve's a man of few words, as is Russell. Would you like to see an imitation of Russell Mitten pre-race? Here's how the exchange goes. You know, I usually come through the pit area and talk to as many drivers as I can before the race. Russell, how's it going? What's new? Good talk, Russell. See you on the front stretch. I don't even bother anymore. God bless him. Well, it only took 27 years, but I'd say it was worth it. In 15 starts, he registered 13 top 10s, 11 top 5s, including a runner-up in the 100, and 3 wins, all tops in the division. While mechanical issues plagued him in recent years, 2016 was characterized by excellence and consistency. A late race dash into 5th place secured his title in the season finale for this year's Super Sportsman champion. How about it for Russell Mitten? What do you think of that hardware?
Nice.
Didn't you guys do like a dry run at home or anything? Nothing? Really? You're going to leave me up here? What an effort this year, man.
Well, before we get started, I told my wife, I said, watch this, I'll get him. Because you always say I talk too much, so I'm just not going to say nothing.
I could say that about Russell. I gave you my invitation pre-race, but God help us if he wins, because he won't shut up. He gets in victory lane, it's like he's got his own late night talk show. But you're not talking tonight.
Nah, I'll talk now.
Run us through the season. That was quite an effort. That was impressive.
Well, there's a lot of things that goes into our season this year, and you know, the biggest thing was going to Susquehanna. You know, when I found out we were going to be racing there, I decided that I was going to build another car. I built it right at the end of last year because I kind of knew we were going to Susquehanna, you know, this year. So I built it at the end of 2015, and it's kind of a different. It's actually a lot different than what anything I ran previously, but. I built it with, you know, with Susquehanna in mind, and knowing, well, what I know about race cars and what design was going to work down there, and it worked out. You know, it was good every week. You know, I mean, in a lot of it is kind of watching the racetrack and seeing what whatchamacallit over here is out there messing with after the heat race. So I gotta keep after him and see what he's doing out there. So you know, there was nights where, you know, I made changes after the heat race, and then after seeing his shenanigans out there, went back in and changed them back to where I had them for the heat race. So I don't know what he's trying to do to us there sometimes, but and that's a lot of it, is watching the racetrack and keeping up with stuff and just. You know, not just hanging out back at the trailer, you know, goofing off or whatever. So, you know, you got to pay attention to what's going on out on the racetrack. And, you know, our motors ran really good this year. We had a couple failures, but that's the way it is. But, you know, Big Steve, he does a good job keeping after the motors, you know, weekly, you know, making sure everything is still, you know, how it was the week before and stuff. And, you know, so... It was just a good effort by everybody. I mean, you know, Wizard and Cody and Big Steve, and you know, my parents are always there with us. They're in the stands, but they're there every week. And you know, and Zach
Wizards boy, he's coming up. You know, he wants to be there more, and you know, you can't do it without everybody's help. So, you know, I couldn't do it myself. You know, and it just takes a whole group to do it and be successful at it. And you know, everybody's committed, and here we are. But yeah, I also have to say thank my wife because she allows me to do this.
What's up? Priceless. Close to a title in the not too distant past. Did you think, you know, you're actually going to get there at some point?
Well, sometimes you begin to wonder why you even do it. You know what I mean? It's but you know, a championship definitely was on my bucket list. We came really close, you know, a few years back. Had the lead going into the last race, and ironically, it was at Susquehanna, where in one feature race I cut 2 tires on championship night, and you know, ended up losing the championship by, I don't know, 30 points or something. You know, I mean, we led most of the year. We not by much, but we led, you know, a lot of the year, and kind of traded it back and forth a couple times with Frank, and you know, we had the lead going into the last race, and you know, Susquehanna took it away from me, but not really. But I mean, it's just kind of where it ended up. You know what I mean? 2 flat tires in one race. Who'd have thunk? You know what I mean? But they're at maybe the racing gods, or the Susquehanna racing gods, figured they'd pay me back this year for it. So
Talk about your mindset going into the season finale. You know you've got a tough competitor in Scott Geezy. You know he's going to move forward. You know you've got to move forward, but at the same time, you can't go at reckless abandon. You got to be patient as you make your way through the field.
well, the worst thing was trying not to think about the whole championship deal and just go out there and race. And it just so happens that, I don't know, I had something going on with my car that night. It just wasn't working right. Or maybe it was me. I don't know. But regardless, I couldn't, you know, we had those match races or whatever. Or no, that was a different night. We sucked that night too. But the last race, I felt like I was just there, not going nowhere. And then all of a sudden, I don't know whether I got up on the wheel more or you know, the car just started to come in or whatever, but started to get, you know, just bonsai in the top. You know, I was either gonna, you know, pass cars or put her in the planks, one of the two. I was in the planks a couple times, but managed to keep going and got to where we needed to go. But it's a little stressful.
Indeed.
After 27 years, I mean. You know, I wanted a championship really bad. So, I mean, and everybody does. Don't get me wrong. I'm not the only one there that wants a championship. But other than Rich and maybe Lanny Hake, I'm probably the longest active driver that's in the division. So, you know, and I'm still out there doing it after 27 years. So, probably need my head examined. But you know, we still like doing it. When I stop having fun, I'll stop racing, you know, but I've probably got a couple years left in me.
Yeah, we hope so. Russell, you talked about the importance of the crew behind you. And Big Steve taking home an award tonight. And you'd like to take a moment to recognize another member of your crew.
Yeah, you know, in racing, things come and go. You know, cars come and go, motors come and go, you know, track come and go. I mean, you know, Silver Springs here and gone. You know, everything kind of comes and goes in racing. Owners come and go. You know, drivers come and go. But I have a crew member that's been with me my whole career. There's 3 people that's been with me my whole career. My mom and dad, which their award is me, so I don't need to get them nothing.
How do you feel about that, Gene? A thumbs up. Okay, you're good, Russell.
But the third person that's been with me since my very first race, and actually since we were little kids, just this big, and he's still with me, is my best friend. His name is Wizard. His real name's Steve, but nobody calls him Steve. Steve Weiser, AKA Wizard, come up here, I got something for you. It's the Appreciation Award from RPM Racing to Steve, the Wizard Weiser. For 27 years of hard work and dedication and helping RPM Racing and the team achieve this goal as championship. I thank you for being with us this long and for being one of my best friends for that long.
Thanks a lot. It's been a long, hard trip.
Wizard, congratulations. Russell, it was a lot of fun to watch you this year, and we could count on you to be competitive each and every night. 27 years in the making, super sportsman champion.
Yeah, finally. I'm gonna try and keep being competitive, and like I say, when I'm not competitive and it's not fun, why, it'd probably be time to hang it up. But I'm gonna probably in here in the next couple of years maybe slow down and not run every single race like all over the place as far as the away races and whatnot. But we'll be at every race at Susky. I got a little girl now, and she's going on too, and I wish she was here because she's a lot of fun. She'd be out here running all over the place, but they'd be chasing her around all night. But she's home. Maybe next year she can come.
All right, Russell. 2016 Super Sportsman Champion, Russell Mitten.